We've had a fantastic June project this year. It's been so great for so many people from our church to go out and bless people, to speak to people about Jesus, and just to show them God's love in so many different ways. We've run everything from international cooking classes to helping people with their gardens. We've put on street parties and fun days. We've gone to the Festival of Sport, we've gone to the regatta. We have had story after story after story of people expressing an interest in wanting to come along and find out more about the Christian faith. It's been so exciting this week to see so many people grappling, maybe for the first time, something about who Jesus is. This is what we're about. We want to show God's love in practical ways and by word, and we have seen that time and time again this June project.
Team 7 went into Durham Prison this week. We went in 3 times and saw 3 groups of about 10 to 15 prisoners each time. These were men that already have a relationship with Jesus or are exploring that. So we did a session on trust and talked about what it means to trust people and to trust God. We looked at the story of Jesus walking on water as part of that and had some really good conversations off the back of it. I think the thing that stood out to me the most was how open and honest these men were with each other and with us. So it was really great to go in and stand alongside them as brothers and sisters and to engage in their struggles and pray with them.
We went over to pray for a man who had become homeless recently up in Newcastle. He tried to get accommodation there, but since he's not from the area, he couldn't. He'd walked down to Durham that day, 5 hours to try and get accommodation here, but again, because he wasn't from this area, the council wouldn't house him. So we were able to pray with him that some options would open up, that doors would open, that he'd get accommodation, and really pray that he'd see something of God through this. An hour later, as we were wandering around, he came up to us and he was like, "Guys, the council have just rung. I've been offered accommodation as of Monday. Someone else has just rung and offered me a bed until Monday. This is amazing. This must be God. This is God answering my prayer."
My team went out to do creative evangelism. We took Solarium with us, and at the very end of our slot, which had been quite good, it had started slowly but built up, one of the other girls on my team introduced me to a guy that she'd been speaking to, who, in answer to her question of what is God like, replied that God is cruel, which is quite a negative and hostile response. But he told me that the one thing about religion that he thinks is still good in this country is the community that it creates. He thinks that that is something our country has lost. And we were able to talk about the fact that our community is centred on God, that it is God who brings people together from different backgrounds and races and ages and languages and genders and everything, and it is God who makes that diversity come together in unity, and that community goes out and builds hospitals and feeds children and loves people unconditionally and tells people that they are valued and that they are loved, that this community is making a real difference in the world. And he went away thinking about the God of community and the God of diversity.